Howdy, folks. Michael here. Now, listen up. I have three techniques I'm going to share with you today in this video that's going to help you take action, massive action, in the directions of your dreams, your goals, even if it's just your to do list, simple things. These three techniques will help you quite a bit. I've used all three of them. Two of them I use pretty regularly, one of them I use almost every day. So, take a look at these techniques, try them out, see what resonates with you. You got to put it in action to give it a try. If you could put these techniques in action, then you could take even more massive action in your life in the direction you want to go. So let's hop right into it. Technique number one, I call this the 10 times bolder technique. And I wish I could take credit for it. I learned it many years ago. I don't remember who I got it from, but regardless of that, it's an amazing technique and it's very simple. So, this is what you do. Anytime you're stuck in a position of, let's say, fear, being indecisive, knowing that you should be doing something or you want to do something, but you're not doing it, you're not taking the action, you're feeling held back, there's that hesitancy, right? Procrastination. In that very moment, right, you stop yourself right there and you could say it out loud or in your head, what would I do if I was 10 times bolder? Awesome question, right? So you say that immediately, your subconscious mind's going to come up with something. You're going to get an instant response to that. Now, here's the key: whatever your mind comes up with, boom, you take action. You do whatever it says. Okay. So it's like, I don't know, maybe you're getting ready to go work out, right? Something very simple. You're trying to establish a habit of working out. And you're kind of laying around, sitting around on the couch. Oh, I'm sort of tired. I don't know. It's raining out. I don't really want to go to the gym. Boom, you ask yourself, right? You're in that hesitant, indecisive state. Your mind's overthinking. You're trying to talk yourself out of it. Oh, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, right? Procrastination. What would I do if I was 10 times bolder? Well, your mind might say, you'd be a badass and you go crush those weights and you'd be awesome, right? You'd have an awesome workout. Boom, you just get up and take action, then you go do it. You do exactly what your mind just told you. Grab those keys, throw on your shoes, whatever, workout clothes, grab them, boom, you go, okay? Now, this is a very powerful exercise. It comes in really handy. I've used it quite a bit. I have clients and friends and family members I've shared this with who have thanked me for sharing with them. It's so simple, yet so powerful. And you could use it for any sort of negative, indecisive, hesitant energy, fear, any of that, right? Try it. Okay. All right. Technique number two is tapping. We talk about tapping a lot. EFT, emotional freedom techniques, if you haven't been around. Now, there's a couple things about tapping. Tapping sometimes takes time, right? And it will work, right? If you have time to sit around and tap on bad habits you have or being indecisive, right? Going through the whole routine, starting with the karate chop point, even though I tend to be indecisive in this situation, right? If you have time to do all that, then absolutely do it. But you don't always have time. Maybe you're out in public. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're at the gym. Maybe you're just doing something and you're facing some sort of fear, indecisiveness, maybe intense nervousness, or you're getting ready to procrastinate and stop what you're doing. In those moments, tapping can still be used, right? But you could do the tapping in a more efficient manner. It's a little quicker. You're not going through all the points like this. You could do that, but there's points on the finger that you can quickly start tapping. That's very easy to do and doesn't take any time. And it's right on the side of the nail bed on each finger, right? So you see me just kind of tapping. Super simple. And you go through each finger back and forth, okay? Now, this is really great because it does interrupt that thought because you start tapping on the body like this, it catches the attention of the brain. So you could have your hand down by your side like this. Nobody would even see it. And you could do this in the moment while you're doing, like you could be involved with someone else, a group of people doing something, and something's coming up that's triggering that nervousness, the fear, anxiety, hesitancy. right? And you could be doing this discreetly and nobody would even know you're doing it. Just keep doing it back and forth. You just go through all five fingers back and forth. Okay. Now, I wanted to share a quick story on this one. I used this one in a situation where I was at a trade show, and this was for a full-time job that I had many years ago. And I was a product expert for a software that our company provided. And I went to this trade show with a couple other colleagues, and just a few minutes before this event that was happening in this one conference hall, my colleague said, "Oh my God, I forgot to tell you, uh, Michael, we volunteered for you to do a product demonstration and discussion and Q&A for an hour with a couple hundred folks in this conference hall right down here. Are you okay with that?" Right? So, first of all, it caught me completely off guard. Now, I had been up in front of, hundreds of people before and I've talked and stuff, but I've always prepared for it ahead of time, right? Now, I was the product expert, so it made sense for me. I knew more than any of the other people there about this software, more than my colleagues did. So it made sense for me to be the one. But they kind of sprung this on me last second. And so I immediately was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. But deep down, I was like, oh my gosh. Like my brain wanted to go into overdrive, fear, right? Fight or flight, right? I kind of wanted to flight, right? I could have tried to come up with some crazy excuse or whatever, but as I felt that intensity rising in me, I started doing this right down by my side. And nobody saw it. They didn't see it. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And they're like, do you have your laptop? Because there's a big projector, a huge screen. We're going to be on the stage. I was like, yeah, I got my laptop. We'll hook it up. We'll do it. That's all good. So we're walking into this room and there's hundreds of people in this hall on both sides. And I'm walking down the aisle and I got my briefcase and I'm just tapping my fingers like this. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. And it was amazing how quickly that intensity went away and I felt confident and strong. And I got up on that stage. I did a little more tapping. I was getting my laptop set up and boom, I went into it. And once I got started, it was a great um, event. I was only doing a demonstration for an hour, but I did Q&A. We had a lot of fun answering questions because we had a bunch of marketing items in a box up there that the other two guys brought. And some of them were those little stress balls with the company logo. And so anyone who was answering questions, we were throwing, the stress balls out to them like, hey, anybody wants to ask a question? And we just had fun. And I was joking around a little bit as I was showing the software, so it wasn't boring, right? Kept it alive. I was moving around on stage and I just flowed. I was in the flow state and it felt great. Now I could have panicked, right? I could have panicked and made up some excuse why I couldn't do it, and that would have been bad, right? But I just owned it. It was uncomfortable. I faced it and I used this to get through it. But I could have used the other exercise too. In my head, I could have been like, what would I do if I was 10 times bolder? Right? I could have used both. But I just did the tapping and it immediately settled me down. And as I felt myself getting up on the stage, I started tapping again a little bit and it worked. Nobody will know. So give that one a try too. Hopefully that story might resonate with you. You could use this in any situation. Getting on a plane, you're afraid of flying. You could be sitting there tapping, right? So anyway, the last one I'm going to share with you is the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. She's awesome. Her 5-second rule I have used, and to me, it's very similar to the 10 times bolder exercise that I shared with you in the beginning. So Mel Robbins, her 5-second rule that she came up with, same thing. When you're in that situation, let's say your alarm goes off in the morning and your goal is to get up at, let's say 5, 6 a.m. Usually you don't get up that early, but you're trying to form a new habit. You're going to work out or something before the work day or whatever. And you're going to go to hit that snooze button. Well, you know what the intention and the goal is, right? As soon as that alarm goes off, your intention and goal is to get up and do it. But your other part of you wants to snooze it and sleep in, maybe snooze it a few times. So in that instant, when that alarm goes off, maybe you reach over, you turn it off, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you jump towards that intention you had, right? Get up, just get up out of bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you get up out of bed, and now you're taking action, move forward. Once you get moving, then usually you're fine. You're not going to just lay back down. So The 5 4 3 2 1 method, I've definitely used it. I tend to use the 10 times bolder technique more. It just resonates with me a little more, but it's another technique that Mel Robbins came up with, the 5 4 3 2 1. That one works well for people too. So go check her out. She has a lot of videos on it. So anyway, all of these techniques, they're really great for interrupting negative patterns in our mindset, right? Negative thought patterns, bad behaviors. And really, they're not even bad behaviors. They're just behaviors and habits that we've formed over time. The brain has helped us form to protect ourselves. We just want to stay safe. Doing things that are uncomfortable, the brain sees as not safe, even though they might be important for us, healthy for us, productive for us, or bring us great success. The brain wants to stay in that comfort zone, right? It doesn't want to see novelty or face discomfort. So try these techniques out. Let me know what you think, and good luck with it. I'll see you on the next one.